what's going on, guys? Welcome back to AriesEDC and another edition of TNFNU, thoughts and feelings and updates. This gives me an opportunity to talk to you guys about my thoughts and feelings for the week and to update you on the things that are going on. So, what do I want to talk about this week? So something came up kind of a while ago, and I've been thinking about it. I was listening to a podcast. It was a maker podcast with some really big time makers, amazing knife makers. And one of the comments that they made was they they were upset because they did not want to be lumped into the YouTube maker crowd. And they made one of the people on the live stream made a comment about these makers on YouTube, almost to the point where, if you're making knives on YouTube, you can't be kept taken seriously, or you're kind of a gimmick or a joke, or you're not really a knife maker. You're just kind of a personality, and you're not really a knife maker, and blah, blah, blah. And obviously, they were not pointing towards me because my channel is so small that they probably have no idea who AriesEDC is, never seen one of my knives, etc. So I'm just stating that I don't think that they were pointing fingers at me. And if they were, well, cool. I'm on their radar. So that would be awesome. But I don't think that's the case. But it made me think, like, I don't see myself as a gimmick maker. And I don't see myself as just some personality making knives just for the attention. That's not why I do this. I take myself serious. I take my work serious. I have a lot of pride in what I do. I'm trying to learn a bunch of new things and trying to become a better maker. And if you've been following me for an extended period of time, hopefully you've seen the growth that has come from the product for which I am producing. And I am pretty proud of that. It's very difficult for me to look at it and give myself that pat on the back because I know there's a lot of work that still needs to be done. But I do take what I do seriously, not just in knives, but in life. I do have pride in my work for which I do. I have pride in my jobs that I have had, and I try to be the best that I possibly can at all of those things. So when somebody says a comment like that, unless I know it's not directed towards me, but I kind of take offense to it. And I, retrospect, looked at myself and said, no, you're not in that club. You're not doing this for outlandish views and just for views here on YouTube. I don't do this really for views. Yes, putting in all of this work and editing videos and doing stuff out in the shop and doing that and sharing that with you is something that I enjoy, and I put a ton of work, extra work, extra work into editing videos and putting it out, and to see some outcomes of that is awesome. But I like to share with you guys. I've been transparent with the fact that I started the channel just so that I could share my work so that possibly I can sell a knife. And it has gone well beyond that, where I found my little niche of not just being able to share with you guys my knives that I'm working on, but you guys actually get to follow along with your build. And I am pretty transparent with showing almost everything with you guys on the knives, whether it's your knife because you got in the books and you're watching your knife, or a group of knives for which you're watching that hopefully you will want to buy. I'm just a business person trying to make a living and trying to grow the AriesEDC as a brand and using YouTube as a tool. I think that's pretty smart for me, just giving myself a little pat on the back for doing it and to having a little bit of popularity to do that. The channel is growing. We're getting 3,600 subs and 30 and counting and going up. So we're slowly growing, and it's been awesome. And I love sharing this stuff with you guys. It is a lot of work, and I'm not like getting a lot of returns for that, but I'm able to share with you my work, and I can sell my knives, which is at the end of the day what I'm trying to do, is to sell the product for which I am making. But when somebody says something like that, like the YouTube makers are a joke and can't be kept taken serious, that's kind of hurtful. And I do take what I do serious, and I take a lot of pride into creating the products that I do. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Also, something came up today, not today, this week, where I posted some stuff. I think it was on TikTok on just one of my completed knives that I just recently completed. And the comment was, "This was awesome. How much for a Skinner?" And I don't know what that means. That can mean a lot of things. I don't really know. When you say a Skinner could be many different blade shapes and many different it serves many different purposes. So I don't know how to respond to that. What is a Skinner? And if you're following my channel, my knives really aren't meant for that. I fall into that EDC world where I like EDC fixed blades. They're meant for everyday carry, your everyday cutting needs, whether it's food prepping, whether it's cutting paper, boxes, rope, zip ties. I don't know. That's up to you. Could it be used for game and all those things? I guess, but I don't make knives with the intent of them being able to break down an animal. That's really not what I'm making knives for. I make because that's not what I ever do. I'm not a hunter. I'm not a really, I don't go fishing anymore. And I just don't have time to do any of those things. So I don't make knives for that because that doesn't fit my lifestyle. And I make knives to fit my lifestyle. So I make small EDC fixed blades for everyday use. Something that could be used for all those things. Now, could it go into that application? I guess it could go into that application. Even something small like a bloom could be used in that application. Probably not the best tool for that job, but I guess in a pinch, that's all you had. It could be used for that. So when somebody says, "I like your work, how much for a Skinner?" I don't really know. I don't know how to respond to that because I don't do that type of making. You have to pick one of my models, one of my patterns, and then I can give you a quote based on steel and handle materials and the amount of work that I know I'm going to have to put into it to make you that blade. So that's kind of how I work. So it's very difficult. And there are some makers where you could be like, "Hey, I want a Skinner." Cool, I'll make you a Skinner. What kind of handle? Wood? Okay, cool. Antler? Okay, great. And that's kind of what they do, and they'll try to work out everything is completely custom as far as like blade shape and everything else. But I don't, that's not really what I like to do. I like to take a design and do it, even if it's something that you guys have in mind where I can bring your vision to life, like something like just recently I did the Wesser, and Urban Woodsman seems to be very happy with his Wesser. Uh, and uh, I was more than happy to bring this to life for him because not just it's an interesting design, but it kind of fits into my aesthetic as well, being a small EDC fixed blade. That's what I like to make. But there's a lot of pressure in that to making that as perfect as he wants it, and up to the specs for which he desires. When he just gives me this and says, "Okay, this is what I want," then I'm taking this model and I'm creating a tool with it. And I hope that I did that based on what he said. He's loving it. So that's awesome. But when you say, "I want this blade," well, that's not really how I work. So maybe that's wrong. Maybe that's right. It's just not what I do. So anyway, and because once you start doing people's designs and start doing that, then it becomes more. People want more of you. You put something out there. You did it this one time for this person. Now you can do it for all of these other people. And that's not really how I work either. I just can't be open to every design that comes out because technically I want to make my designs. I made my designs to make my designs because that's what I like to make. So when I start making other people's designs, I'm not trying to put them on the back burner and do other things, but my designs are kind of a priority, and I'm not trying to be a jerk about it, but I've done it, and I will continue to do it if good designs come my way. Just to bring somebody's vision to life is an awesome thing to do, because they get to watch it being built, but I'm the one making it. And I would rather make my designs than somebody else's design. And then it gets really confounded with, and it gets interesting with moving forward. Do I continue to make that design? If somebody else wants that design, do they want to do it? Recently, this happened with me. Uh, Earlier this year, we did the collaboration with Corey Holly, and I made the Cardinal XL. And some of his fans reached out to him, and they wanted him to make a Cardinal XL. And he reached out to me and was like, "Hey, I have some people who want me to make the Cardinal XL." And I was like, I was uncomfortable with that because it's my design. I'd be more than happy to make them a Cardinal XL, but for him to make a Cardinal XL, and I know his different grinds and everything else that he is so talented in doing, it was just weird. And but he was honest with me, and I was honest with him, and we come up with that agreement where it's like, yeah, I gotcha. I'm not going to start making one of his designs and not tell him about it. That would be rude, and it would be uh, not not good business practices on my part to take away business from him. So there is this really strange dynamic that you have to take into consideration, especially in the custom world. We're not talking production. You send your design to a manufacturer and they can make 100 of your blades. I'm not going to do that. I'm a part-time maker and I can't make 100 blades. I might make 100 in a complete year, where some of these people are making 100 in a month or 2 months. I might get to 100 this year, might. And that's a big ask for just one person in his garage doing the best that he can. So, uh, and I start to get run thin because other projects get put on hold that I want to do for other people. And I hope that makes sense. So it's funny when somebody asks me to do something, I have to really think about how that's going to impact the other things that I have planned. I've already been honest. I have planned November, December for this year. And I've started to already plan out 2026 so that I know exactly where I'm going, what I'm doing, and what I need to do, because there are things that on the back end that I have to juggle with ordering and purchasing and shipping and all of those things, especially with heat treat involved, to get everything lined up to where it's a constant flow of in and out. It's a lot. It's a lot to do. So I am planning out the rest of the year, which brings me up to updates. If you join the live stream this week with the Makerspace, which you should do, or at least go watch, you know that the three ADCRV2 thorns are pretty much done. We have the sheaths done. I have everything done on these. The only thing left on these is I need to put an edge. I need to sharpen them and put a lanyard on them, and they are done. So the ADCRV2 thorns are done. These are the ADCRV2 post heat treat ground blades that I have done for October. These are all the glow in the dark thorns. And if you are a channel member, you have seen the glow pictures of these, and they glow like crazy. Here's the green one. So they're all looking really, really good, and I'm happy with how they're coming out. The stainless has been shipped back to me, or will be shipped back to me tomorrow, today, as this video comes out. So all of these are going to be getting back to me very soon. So I had the thought of putting these, the ADCRV2, up on the Etsy store before the stainless come back. But everybody, some people are like, no, 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 don't do that. So I'm going to hold off, and we'll just drop all 7 at the exact same time. So hopefully they will do well. So those are almost done. All I have to do is sharpen them, and they're on their way, which is cool. For the rest of the year, for November, December, I've been planning out everything that needs to happen. For November, December, I need to make 14 blades for me to get to a 100. 14. So here's the breakdown of what's happening. We have the Max. So that is the new drop point model that is coming out. If you don't know what that is, I will show you guys along with some other stuff. I better get this. So we have the Pro Cut Challenge, or the Pro Cut thing, and I have the big bar of Pro Cut, and I'm going to make an 8-inch blade. So this is going to be called the Max moving forward. It's a larger blade, probably going to be one of the largest blades that I make besides the Raptor. Somebody's dancing right now. But I'm going to make 2 of these. Why 2? I'm going to make one in Pro Cut, Pops Pro Cut, and I'm going to do one in 80 CRV2. We're going to heat treat them and make them together. And I have some plans matchy-matchy for the scales. It's going to be pretty cool. The Pops Pro Cut Challenge, they came in a nice Tiffany blue G10. So one of them will have Tiffany blue G10. The other one will have another G10. And both of them are going to be kind of matchy-matchy. So that's 2. I'm also going to be doing 2 rock hoppers. So the 2 rock hoppers, these are AEB-L, and these are leftover from earlier, maybe this year or last year, when I did the rock hoppers and I got them water jet cut out. So that's 4. So we have 4 blades. I'm going to do a Tobico. So this Tobico will be in Nitro V, and I have some cool plans for the handle material for that one. I'm also going to be doing a Torcido. So this is a Cheeto design. So these are 2 blades that I haven't made this year, and I kind of want to make one. So this is the Tobico and the Torcido. This is a Cheeto Bandito design, and this is a collaboration project with Mr. Tim B. So we have those 2 that I'm going to make. So that's 2, 4, 6. Those are 6 blades. I have a LMAX spike. I have a piece of LMAX that I wanted to do a spike with, and it's going to be a skeletonized spike. So I'm going to do a skeletonized spike. So that, what is that? That puts me at 2, 4, 6. That's 7. That's 7 blades so far. 7. Then I want to do I was going to do a Magna Cut Cardinal. So I was going to do a Magna Cut Cardinal. That puts me at 8. Then I have 2 mini gargoyles that are going to be skeletonized. Then I have a naked column. So that puts me at 11. So that's 2 mini gargoyles and a naked column. So that puts me at 11. So then I only need 3 more. And it looks like I had plans to do something else. I'm going to have to drop that one off. Actually, I had this design that I wanted to do. This is a Cardinal, but I'm going to call it the Cardinal clip point. So you guys know my Cardinal just as the drop point, but this is a Cardinal clip. So it's kind of has that clip point design, but it's the Cardinal shape. So it's an overall Cardinal shape with a kind of Bowie clip front. And I drew that out and cut it out a while ago, and I just haven't gotten a chance to do it. So I kind of wanted an opportunity to do that. Plus, I have 3 other builds now that people have asked me to do, and I'm going to do at least 2 of them. The third, if I do the third, then I have to drop something else. And it's going to have to be either the Spike or the Cardinal in Magna Cut. So it's either the Magna Cut Cardinal or the Spike that's going to be kicked to the curb. So I got to figure out what that's going to be. And it's probably going to be the Cardinal in Magna Cut. That's going to be kicked to the curb. So we will see how it all plans out, but that gets me to 14, which means I will hit 100 blades. If everything goes as planned, we will see. But we have a lot of things going on right now. And I just got a really cool box of handle materials. They're all sitting right here. Can you see them? Can you see them? No? It's too bad. But I will tell you that it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you know, you know. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a great rest of the year. I look forward to getting all of those things done and getting as much work as I can. Plus, I have a ton of stuff coming. Someone sent me all of these things for giveaways. I have a ton of stuff to give away over the next couple weeks on my final push to get to 4,000 subs when I can finally give away my Kubi Bloom to one of you guys. So one of you guys will win a blue Kubi Bloom. It'll be awesome. I can't wait to get that out. But my plate is really, really full because I also have my life. And part of it right now in the next couple weeks, I might have to take a step back from making because I have a lot of stuff I have to do within the house. We're doing a bunch of house updates and it's going to pull me away from making and pull me away from doing all those things, which is why I'm so happy I got a really good head start on these. And then these stainless are on their way back. So I can get worked on those little by little before the end of October. And then hopefully I can get all the stainless stuff for November and some December sent out at one time. It's going to be a crazy next couple months, but I'm going to get through it, and so will you. So anyway, guys, that's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember, subscribe, like, leave a comment, or not. That choice is always yours.